What up, though? On Central Park, everybody was on their porches. Being on the porch didn't mean that you was avoiding the streets or not built for the streets. We was on the porches and in the streets. How else would we go everywhere we went and do all the stuff we did? Everybody was on their porches, especially when I was 6, 7, 8 years old. It was the only way I could stay outside until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers, uncles, aunties, cousins, friends were all on the porches all night long. The porch was my portion, my headquarters. Porch Monkey? I don't understand the problem with being called a monkey. Although I was never called a monkey, and no one I knew was ever called a monkey. All that calling original Americans monkeys is some theoretical shh. Ain't no pink or gray person came into the hood and started randomly calling original Americans porch monkeys. The only pink and gray people I ever saw in reality, in real life, when I was younger, was hypes. Wait a minute. You think somebody calling me a monkey is an insult? A monkey, a gorilla, an ape eats mostly vegetation and is 3, 5, 10 times as strong as a man. Can climb a 50-foot tree, being tens to hundreds of pounds, and swing on branches of trees at that weight. Sleep in the top of the canopy of the forest. To be called a monkey is an insult? I'll be a monkey. I'll be a porch monkey. Amazon.com. Baby monkey clothes. Sock monkey hooded bathrobe and slipper set. Baby starters, baby snuggle blanket and toy with satin sock monkey. Baby boy or girl jean overalls, toddler denim 3D monkey outfit. Little monkey funny cute baby shower bodysuit gift, newborn. Chunky monkey, funny coming home outfit for baby girl or boy. Baby and toddler girl's monkey snug fit cotton cropped one piece. Baby boy's monkey sleeper and bib. Daddy's little monkey baby. H&M apologizes for ad of black child in monkey hoodie. Lifestyle. H&M apologizes for ad of black child in monkey hoodie. Joy Sewing, 2018. That's the little homie in the coolest monkey in the jungle hoodie. Cron.com. International retail giant H&M has apologized for an ad featuring a black child model wearing a hoodie with the phrase "coolest monkey in the jungle." The New York Times. H&M apologizes for monkey image featuring black child by Liam Stack, 2018. The clothing retailer H&M apologized on Monday for an image appearing in its online store that showed a black child model wearing a hooded sweatshirt that said, "Coolest monkey in the jungle." The image was widely criticized online for its reference to a monkey, an animal that has long featured in racial and ethnic slurs. The problem with picture book monkeys: racist imagery associating simians with black people has a long history, by Edith Campbell, 2019. In May 2018, Roseanne Barr sent out a now-deleted tweet equating Valerie Jarrett, a black woman and former senior advisor to President Barack Obama, with an ape. Later that year, Prada was forced to remove a $550 keychain from its global market amid cries of a boycott. The keychain contained the figure of a monkey with large lips, suggesting blackface. British radio show host Danny Barker was fired in 2019 after tweeting an image of a chimpanzee appearing to depart a hospital with the caption, "Royal baby leaves hospital." The child's mother, Duchess Meghan Markle, has mixed African American and Caucasian heritage. In January 2019, a Texas teacher was placed on administrative leave for calling students monkeys on Facebook. In 2018, teachers in Texas, New York, Florida, and Kentucky faced disciplinary action for referring to students as monkeys, apes, or gorillas. SLJ.com. In a K-8 Catholic school in Indianapolis, once a white teacher had her young students sing and perform "No More Monkeys Jumping on the Bed." Then there's Curious George, H.A. Ray's series about a monkey that has grown into a global franchise. As Maya Turhan wrote in a Boston College publication, the series' celebration of the oppression of an abducted monkey parallels the oppression of black Americans. I've been able to trace these ideas to antiquity, when Christian and Muslim scholars viewed apes as demons. Scientific racism, which viewed indigenous people in Africa and in the Americas as non-humans void of souls and humanity because they were likened to apes, enslaving these people. Anti-blackness. A black gorilla in 2018 children's movie Sing dressed like a rapper. Francine, the monkey friend in the TV cartoon Arthur, based on the books by Mark Brown, is voiced by a black actor. Stanford University psychology professors Jennifer Ebhart and Anita Ratton found that non-black people can have an inattentional blindness that prevents them from processing the racism in images that are in front of them. Or y'all could be reaching. I think y'all reaching. Often, a simian's behavior portrays popular negative stereotypes of blacks that inadvertently reinforce the association between monkeys and black people. Look, I've saw kids climb trees, but they ain't no monkeys. Grumpy Monkey, Random House 2018, where Jim the chimpanzee is always thought to be angry, and think about the stereotype of the angry black man. The buffoonery in any of the recently published Mr. Monkey books, S and S. If we're reading these books to children or are placing them on shelves, we're complicit in the racism they promote unless we actively engage with the text through a lens of critical literacy addressing the representations of power. Critical literacy, like calling yourself, saying you're the same color as your hair and your eyebrows. Writing program, BU, bu.edu. A Good Little Monkey, Curious George's undercurrent of white dominance and the series' continued popularity. Maya Terhune. H.A. and Margaret Ray's 1941 Curious George. The series' celebration of the oppression of an abducted monkey parallels the oppression of black Americans. Explain. The cover illustration of Curious George, the first book of the series. George appears smiling between the two men, suggesting that he is a character not only in need of discipline and societal guidance, but joyful at the prospect of being punished for his actions, and furthermore, his position of subordination. Curious George, the little bitty young monkey, is joyful or is even thinking about subordination. While the cover depicts George as gleeful, in the same image within the context of the story, he appears downtrodden and remorseful at the prospect of arrest. The picture might suggest that children should likewise submit to authority, and speaks volumes about the ambivalence of the series as a whole. I admit the Curious George story, the book, I have the original copy of the first Curious George, and I admit it's the going over, taking George from the jungle, putting him on a boat, sailing him across the water, bringing him to a place, and ultimately put him in the zoo where he's happy. It's a disgusting story, but this article, the author of this article, I can't help but think that these people, that she's reaching, especially when you've jumped over your grandparents and your great-grandparents and your second grade and third grade grandparents, and you put yourself on a completely other landmass without even taking the time to look into who your family was. Who knows, maybe this is where you're really from. Only pages into the book, the story of George's capture eerily mirrors that of the millions of Africans who, from the 16th through the 19th century, were forcibly stripped from their homes and, like cattle, were packed into ships and transported across the Middle Passage portion of the Atlantic slave trade, References to the enticement of the native Africans appear in The Man with the Yellow Hat's deception. Wow. Wow. The parent-child relationship between Curious George and the man with the yellow hat additionally homogenizing these ideals of racial superiority, embodying the paternalistic aspects of white supremacy and racism and the way in which childhood innocence is racialized. The only racializing that's going on here is in your interpretation of this story. What race was Curious George? He was a monkey. The Curious George community in this act of acknowledgement fails to actually, the Curious George community in this act of acknowledgement fails to actually condemn or address the series' negative implications regarding race, stance, or lack thereof, which reflects the characteristic response adopted by Americans while glossing over persistent racial issues. The Hindu. What Darwin actually said about man and apes. Navmi Krishna. In his book, The Descent of Man, published in 1871, English naturalist Charles Darwin presented the idea that human beings and apes have a common ancestor. Darwin did not say that humans directly evolved from apes. He merely pointed out the similarities between birds, fishes, mammals, and reptiles, and suggested that all life is related. Supporting evidence for Darwin's theory includes morphological similarities like vertebral column and pentadactyl limbs, similarity in gene sequencing in apes and humans. The Times of Israel. Chief Rabbi calls black people monkeys. Rabbi Yitzhak Yosef uses pejorative term kushi for African Americans in Weekly Sermon by Sue Sirks. The Sephardic chief rabbi of Israel called black people monkeys during his weekly sermon on Saturday evening. In that context, he mentioned a blessing uttered upon seeing an unusual creature, citing the example of encountering a black person who has two white parents on the street in America. Yosef could be seen referring to black people by the word kushi, which in modern Hebrew has pejorative connotations, and then going on to term a black person a monkey. His office told Ynet that the comparison was a quote from the Talmud. NJ.com. NJ.com. School board candidate describes black people as monkeys and wastes of life in Facebook rant by Bill Gallo Jr. for NJ.com, 2018. A New Jersey school board candidate called black people monkeys, animals, useless waste of life. Richard Jankowski, 51, of Williamstown. Post appeared to be his commentary on the Black Lives Matter protest. Florida teenager, Ferguson, Missouri, blacks, 13% of the population. I work with many black people who are great hard workers, laborers, employees, slaves, and are living the American dream. American dream. Act like a law-abiding citizen, he said. Animals in Missouri. And he also said, you are not Americans. You are animals who disgust me. Time to start firing bullets into these effing monkeys. You are not Americans. You're not black either. But he said, you are not Americans. Webster's Dictionary, 1828. American Dictionary of the English Language, 1828, the online version. The article with Richard Jankowski, 51 of Williamstown. The date of this article is 2018. He says, you are not Americans. Webster's 1828 American Dictionary of the English Language, the online version. American defines American as originally applied to the copper-colored races found here by the Europeans. American. Originally applied to the copper-colored races. Okay. Copper-colored races. These are copper swatches. Who looks like these copper swatches? Who do you know, or do you know anyone whose skin complexion is similar to any of these copper swatches? This is a copper coin. You black? You black? This is raw copper. And voila, this is a copper furnace. Not black. That's not a black furnace. Look. Look. It's a copper furnace. That's what it is. Look again. It's a copper furnace. And this is raw copper. You outside with the least amount of clothes on. Sun shining on you. Yep. Programming and indoctrination affects original Americans, Native Americans, Afro-Eurasians, and pink and gray people. I've always been colorful, colored, with a big smile like Sonny, grunting. Let's shake it. Britannica Online Encyclopedia, Mandrill. The mandrill is stout-bodied and has a short tail, prominent brow ridges, and small, close-set, sunken eyes. The adult male has bare-colored patches of skin on both the face and the buttocks. On the face, the cheeks are ribbed and range in color from bright blue to violet, with scarlet along the bridge and end of the nose. The buttock pads are pink to crimson, shading to bluish at the sides. The long body fur is olive to brown, and the small beard and the neck fur are yellow. The eyes are framed in black. The adult male is about 3 feet long, including the tail stub, and weighs up to 77 pounds, which makes it the largest of all old world monkeys. Mandrills feed on fruits, roots, insects, and small reptiles and amphibians. They live in troops consisting of a male and several, occasionally up to 20 females, along with their young. At times, several troops come together and travel in enormous aggregations of 100 or more. New World Encyclopedia, Mandrill. Mandrill is characterized by large size, long limbs, stubby upright tail, light brown or olive colored fur, and in males a bright red nose bordered by blue, as well as red and blue rump, with duller colors in females. The mandrill is the world's largest species of monkey. The word mandrill means man-ape. The mandrill is recognized by its grizzled light brown or olive-colored fur dorsally, gray-white fur ventrally, and the colorful face and rump of males, a coloration that grows stronger with sexual maturity. In the males, the nose is a bright red and bordered by blue. There are ridged paranasal bulges and white whiskers, and the rump is red and blue. Females have similar colors but duller, and both sexes have an orange-yellow beard, which is larger in males. The males have much larger canine teeth than females. The coloration in general becomes more pronounced as the monkey becomes excited and is likely to be an example of sexual selection. The coloration on the rump is thought to enhance visibility in the thick vegetation of the rainforest and aid in group movement. Mandrills are very large, and the sexual dimorphism seen in the coloration is also exhibited in body size, with males twice as large as the females in weight. Males may weigh up to 69 pounds, while females may weigh 28 pounds. Unusually large males can weigh 110 pounds. Mandrillus sphinx. An overview. Science Direct topics. Science Direct. Mandrills are large forest monkeys. Male mandrills are characterized by brightly colored faces and rumps. Males have long muzzles with pronounced maxillary ridges and long tooth rows. Natural history on the net. Mandrill. Mandrills are the world's largest monkeys. Described by Darwin in his famous book, The Descent of Man, he wrote, "No other member in the whole class of mammals is colored in so extraordinary a manner as the adult male mandrill." Weight 25 to 60 pounds. Top speed 25 miles per hour. Snout is long and brightly colored. Has sharp teeth. Live in very large, stable groups averaging around 615 individuals and reaching as many as 845. Diet: fruit, roots, insects. Bioexplorer. Mandrill. The mandrills reach a height of around 80 centimeters. The species features a large head, a compact body with long, powerful limbs, and an erect, stubby tail. The wide range of rotation of the clavicles allows for quadrupedal walking, tree climbing, and arm function. The opposable thumbs allow these monkeys to grasp tree branches. Both sexes have paired mammary glands in the chest region. The coat is olive green with lighter underparts. It has a bright blue to bare purple rump. A mandrill's face has a red stripe down the center of the snout and around the nostrils, while the sides of the snout are striped lengthwise and blue in color. Mandrills have patches of red fur over their eyes and a yellow beard. These colorations are duller in females and juveniles than in adult males. Groups of mandrills can vary from a few individuals to 50 individuals. Although the dominant male will often wander away from the group, he will return immediately at the slightest sign of danger. Mandrills live on the ground during the day and sleep in the trees at night. Their bright coloring in the female species is a crucial feature of social behavior. Their bright coloring in the female species is a crucial feature of social behavior. For example, when aroused, the padding on their buttocks intensifies blue, her chest turns blue, and red dots may appear on her ankles and wrists. To show his delight, a male mandrill shakes his head and shoulders. It is usually an invitation to settle down. Mysterious mandrills, the National Wildlife Federation. Michael Lipsky, 2010, Mysterious Mandrills. Male mandrills, large monkeys of the rainforest. Their resplendent colors, according to Charles Darwin, ranking with those of the most brilliant birds. Mandrills usually travel in groups numbering in the hundreds, the largest of any primate, and females emit piercing screams to keep in touch as they move. Ecologist Kate Abernathy of Scotland's University of Stirling, who has studied mandrills in Gabon's Lope National Park for 10 years, found that the species is ever elusive. Fiona Rogers also attests to the monkey's skill as an escape artist. Why are you trying to catch him? If they have any inkling that you are near, whether they smell you, hear you, see you, they will run in the opposite direction at phenomenal speed. Mandrill groups call hordes. Adult male mandrills spend much of each year entirely alone in the forest, in what Abernathy has described as monkish solitude. Mature males, standing 3 feet tall and averaging almost 70 pounds, male mandrills are the largest of monkeys. They outweigh females up to 4 times, and they have a voice to match their swaggering presence, deep grunts of male mandrills. A mature male mandrill has dark red nostrils, snout, and brow. His long white muzzle bears blue stripes that show when he snarls. His almost hairless buttocks are iridescent blue. Getting all that neon to glow requires a sturdy heart that pumps loads of blood to the colorful skin. Males with more testosterone and brighter colors sire more offspring than their low wattage competitors. The largest horde she recorded numbered an incredible 1,350 animals. Males come into the group and display their prowess through vocalizations, color, and size. Abernathy says years of mandrill watching have revealed no consistent pattern of leadership. In fact, she says what fascinates her most about horde life is its apparent democracy. Elusiveness makes mandrills difficult. One memorable occasion, hundreds of the monkeys swept by the camouflage blind as the animals crossed the forest clearing. They came through in streams, 4 or 5 abreast in a long line, Rogers said. Abernathy has found, despite years of observing mandrills, that the monkeys still do the unexpected on a regular basis. Active world. Mandrill facts, pictures, and video. Learn all about the biggest monkey in the world. Active world, activewild.com, activewild.com. The mandrill is the world's largest monkey. It is instantly recognizable due to its strikingly colored face and hindquarters. The mandrill is a heavily built monkey with olive brown body fur. It has a large head, dog-like snout, long limbs, a stumpy tail, and hairless patches on its face and hind parts. The male mandrill is unmistakable. The male mandrill is nearly twice as big as the female and much more brightly colored. The size difference between males and females is one of the biggest of all animals. The nose and lips of the male are scarlet with blue or purple ridges on either side. The beard and neck are yellow-white. The buttock pads are red, pink, purple, and lilac. The male mandrill has long canine teeth. Long canine teeth. Mandrills have fearsome canine teeth. Mandrills usually live in tropical rainforest, also found in forest. Occasionally they venture into plantations. The mandrill communicates using body language, scent marks, and vocalizations. When a mandrill bares its teeth and shakes its head with its head crest erect, it is being friendly. Staring and beating the ground shows aggression, and presenting the rump is a sign of submission. Vocalizations range from loud roaring and high-pitched screams to guttural grunts. The largest horde ever recorded contained over 1,300 mandrills. The females prefer the brightly colored dominant males. The mandrill is an omnivore with a varied diet that includes plants and small animals. It has a preference for fruit, but it will also feed on other plant material such as leaves, buds, roots, bark, seeds, and nuts, as well as some fungi. Central Park Boogie, the mandrill monkey, Porch Monkey. Do the right thing.